Greetings, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 o'clock. This is the reorganization meeting of the Egg Harbor City Municipal Land Use Board, January 19th, 2021. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was provided by posting on the City Hall bulletin board and by notification to our newspapers of record. And I ask the secretary to please make this announcement part of the public record. And if you would all rise, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Please stand by while I adjust my, there we go. How's that? Hello, everyone. We have Carl Timbers. Good evening, Carl.
Hi,
Welcome to
good
the
evening.
board.
Good evening, everyone.
And I see Sean is on the meeting, and so is John Garth. And Donna, let's do a roll call, please, and we'll see if everybody's communicating.
Okay. Mayor Jim Petty,
Here.
Mr. Timbers,
Here.
Mr. Peterson,
Here.
Mr. Walker,
Here.
Mr. Garth, Mr. Molyneux,
Here.
Dennis McKenna,
Here.
Michael McKenna, Ms. Torres, Mrs. Johns, Mr. Dixon,
Here.
Mr. Hare, Mr. Manos,
Here.
Mr. McGowan,
Here.
and Secretary here.
Okay, Mr. Garth is here. It looks like he doesn't have audio, and Sean is in attendance. It doesn't look like he has audio for some reason yet. And
Okay.
anyone else that didn't answer?
Michael McKenna, Mrs.
Mike is
Torres.
here. Mike is here. He's got his mic turned off. He
Okay,
might not have been here. Yeah.
there he is. Okay, and Mrs. Johns, she was going to call in, so I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
This is the reorganization meeting of the board. Leo, we have quite a few people to swear in. Can we do it all in one?
Yeah, I think we should. Okay, I think Mr. Garth can hear us now, correct? Maybe not.
John, are
see him.
you? There's John. John, can you hear us? We see him, but he has no audio.
It looks like Sean's trying to connect.
Yeah. Now Mr. Garth's on mute.
Yeah,
Um,
he'll get it. Unmute your microphone, John. There you go.
There I am.
okay.
You there, John?
I am.
Okay.
But I think the only person that technically needs to be sworn in who's not here is Maria Johns. I have on my agenda, technically the mayor's term coincides with her term of office. It's down here as 1 year. You know, I kind of look at that as it coincides with her term of office. So I'll leave it up to her if she wants to be sworn in again. I have Mr. Garth as our Class 2 member, Mr. Timbers as our council representative, and then I have as regular members Dennis McKenna, Michael McKenna, and Jack Peterson, and then Andrew Dixon as alternate number 1.
Okay,
So I have an oath of office here. When we're all in person, you guys have them in front of you. So it's a little easier to follow along. So I'll just give you the heads up. The first thing I'm going to do is say I and state your name. And then you basically, everyone states their name and then they'll repeat after me. I'll go through the oath. And then when it gets to the part where I say, you know, I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Mayor. You're the Class 1 representative of the Land Use Board. Mr. Garth, you're the Class 2 member of the Land Use Board, Egg Harbor City Land Use Board. Mr. Timbers, you're the Class 3 member of the Egg Harbor City Land Use Board. And then Dennis and Michael McKenna and Jack Peterson, you're regular members of the Egg Harbor City Land Use Board. And Mr. Dixon, you're alternate number 1 to the Egg Harbor City Land Use Board. So try and make it a little bit easier. So if everyone can hear me, if you, those people can raise their right hand. And you can each state your name now.
I,
Dennis
Jack,
McKenna.
Lisa Jim
John
Petty.
Garth.
Do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly
solemnly
swear
swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the
and the
Constitution
Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
I will
Bear
bear
true faith and allegiance to the same.
and the governments established in the United States
the
And the
government
governments established in the United States
and in this
in this
state
state
and in the state.
United States.
under the authority of the people,
under
under
the
the
authority
of the people.
and that I will faithfully,
and I
I
will
will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
and justly
impartially, and
justly
perform all the duties of the office of
perform
all the
all
duties of
all the
office of
duties
regular
office of
regular
Class 3 member of Harbor City Land Use.
Okay, looks like you all got it. According to the best of my ability,
According to
according to the best of my ability.
and then optional, so help me God.
So help me God.
All right, that's it. And I think what'll happen is Donna, she'll fill out the forms and
Yeah.
get them out. And if I need to sign anything, I will. And if the members need to sign anything, I think they just say you have to put your name and address, so Donna has it, and then I have to sign off that I swore you in. So should be pretty simple. She might not even need you for that. But if she does, I'm sure she'll be in touch.
Thank you.
All right, welcome everyone.
Thank you, Leo, and thank you all for participating on this board. This is a great service that you perform for the city, and I'm honored to serve with all of you. And Mayor, thank you for another appointment. Okay, so we move the agenda around a little bit. We will go back to appointment of legal counsel. Member of the committee, Keith, did you want to?
Yeah, the committee would like to make a recommendation that we stay with Leo and Brian.
Okay, well, we'll do
Make
Leo
that a
first.
motion.
Let's do them one at a time.
Okay.
That motions are second.
Second.
You second D.
Yep.
Okay, a motion by Mr. Molyneux, seconded by D. Do we need a roll call, Leo, or can we do this by acclamation?
All in favor, okay.
All in
and
favor, please
opposed?
say aye.
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 Is there-
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're welcome, Leo.
thank you.
City land use, municipal land use board planner / engineer.
Want a recommendation on that one too?
Okay. So
Make a motion that we would take for those two for B. Brian.
okay,
Make that a motion.
okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, folks. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it.
Okay. Secretary, I would recommend that we appoint Ms. Donna Heffley. Make that a motion. Is there a
I'll make it a
second?
motion.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 There better not be any opposition, right, Donna?
Thank you.
And Mr.
You're
Chairman,
welcome. Thank you, Donna.
technically, probably don't even need to say, but technically the secretary, the chair and the co-chair, they're elected as opposed to appointed, where Ryan and I are appointed.
Okay. Well, we elected you then, Donna.
Thank you.
Okay, board officers, chairman,
I nominate Jack Peterson for the chair.
Second it. Second.
any other nominations? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. I appreciate your confidence in my abilities. Co-chair, I'd like to nominate Todd Walker again. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jack, I'm gonna run and get my phone real quick, so maybe I could try to call Marie and just put her on speakerphone.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, then we have meeting dates on the agenda. I'm not going to read them if everyone is in agreement with them. We'll just read through all this housekeeping here and then vote on it. Newspapers of record, Press of Atlantic City, the Egg Harbor News, the Atlantic Current, and the Hamilton Gazette. Is there a motion to approve these meeting dates?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a
Second.
second? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Okay, motion's carried. Newspapers of record, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Now, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Okay, motion is carried. Thank you. We have minutes of meeting December 15th, 2020. Obviously, those of you who are not in attendance wouldn't vote on this, would abstain. Is there a motion to approve minutes?
I'm making a motion.
Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion is carried. No resolutions. Any new business, Donna, that we're needing to discuss tonight? Have we done all the housekeeping stuff that we need to reorganize our board? As far as we
Yes.
know?
Yes.
Okay. Any old business? I don't believe there's any old business that we should move then to council report. And Carl, I know it's a little premature to give a council report, but typically at the land use board meeting, we get a report from council about things that might be going on, related to a board or even unrelated to board, any city business that you think would be worthwhile to share with the board in our capacity as a land use approval agency. And then along with that, the mayor would have a few words also, but that's on the agenda every meeting that we would get a report from council if there's anything to report.
So I have
So,
nothing to report. However, that'll probably be, that'll probably change for the next meeting.
good. Okay. Mayor, you have anything that you would like to add, please?
Well, we are supposed to appoint Energym University to the tower site as a conditional redeveloper, and we're going to give them 90 days to provide their plan as to what specifically they want to do. They apparently need that designation in order to gain the support that they need from their shareholders and whatnot. So that's good news for the tower site. You guys were all there for that meeting we had with them, so you know all about that. And the redevelopment committee had a meeting with D.R. Horton, who had through Bob. His name's Bob. Say the last name, Ryan.
Fexo.
Bob Fexo, who is interested in buying the whole project and building it out to close to 200 plus homes out there. He is requesting a tax abatement as was there before. So apparently council has an interest into seeing numbers that go along with that abatement and how it affects the taxpayers. So that's pending that type of information. And I don't know if Ryan, did you want to say anything else about that one? You were at the meeting.
There's a concept plan if anyone wants to see it. It's not just the phase, the original phase along between Philadelphia Avenue and London Avenue. It actually extends up past Kent Street, which is that sort of dirt road that's at the far end of the high school.
Mhm.
It goes all the way up New York Avenue to Moss Mill. There's another large pocket of development up there. So there's another 50 that are permitted to be constructed now, and there's another 203 on their concept plan. So, I mean, you're talking the potential for another 250 plus homes there.
Can you put that concept plan up, Ryan?
Yeah, you give me a minute here. There's one other thing to bring up that I'll bring up while I'm digging for that, and that is the WIPA public meeting where we're going to discuss the agreement, or at least the draft agreement with New Jersey American Water is scheduled for next Tuesday, the 26th. So after that, we have a draft agreement that we're working on with New Jersey American Water. That should be circulated tomorrow internally. We'll have our public meeting on the 26th, and then assuming all goes well there, it should come to council for a vote on the 11th, February 11th. So
Yeah.
That's it, unless you want to add something there.
Well, it's looking like when Meg sent out that notice of a special meeting, she had the date on there as the 27th. But when I opened it up, it doesn't actually say the date. So, oh yes, it does. It says Wednesday, January 27th.
Oh, okay, they pushed it a day. Okay.
Unless you got something newer than that. I got this on the 14th.
No, that's quite possible. We had discussed the 26th, and I guess it floated a day. That's not a problem.
Okay, and then I guess the last thing I have is I have been in conversation with Tom Gill. He's still pursuing the tackle direct out at the lake. He has hired Tim Mickle as his engineer, as his planner, and they're exploring different possibilities since they're still having ongoing issues with the title search, which I thought were resolved, but apparently aren't. Do you have anything more on that one, Ryan?
They actually reached out to me just to figure out what we did when we built the pump station out on the same property. And I sort of said, well, we viewed it as city property. We just built the pump station there. There was no special process or anything to secure title. It's, it's a city controlled proper parcel for all intents and purposes. But so I screen sharing is disabled apparently. So
Let me see if I can correct that.
Okay.
And then I guess the only other thing would be the Wawa is progressing very nicely. I did speak to the builder last week, and he actually asked what, type of, apparently they're still going to have a pad there, Ryan, so, well, I'll get to that when we can share a screen first.
Yeah, they do have a small area, but so this is the overall concept. This area down here is what's currently approved. This and this basin and that basin. They're probably going to rework the design of some of these. Todd, I believe you're here.
Yeah, that's me.
So the original concept had a street here and a street here with the terrace down the middle and the houses essentially facing the back of your house. I believe ultimately we're going to invert this and make the street down the middle here so that the backs of those houses would be backed up to you. And then there's some other revisions that they're looking at just for cost measures really. So we're trying to work with them to come up with something that would work from a cost standpoint and it'd be able to make money on, frankly. And then obviously it'll fully come down to what kind of abatement they are looking for and whether the city is willing to consider that or grant that.
So Ryan, everything in green is proposed?
Correct. Yeah, well, with the exception of right here, this phase got built out since this concept plan was done.
Mm-hmm.
And then these two over here. So this entire area here is all constructed. The rest of these are all
Wow.
future proposed.
I realized that all those lots were there, but I didn't realize there was still that much that can be done there.
Yeah, there's a pretty significant amount of land. I mean, you can see the wetlands line here. This is all the buffer at the edge here. So, yeah, I mean, and then like I said, they have that large chunk out in front of the high school as well. So, and there's a couple additional lots that the city has picked up in between. Again, post the since this concept plan was created, there's a couple more lots along New York here as well.
That piece out on Moss Mill Road, there's some nice elevations in there.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but we omitted this parcel right here because that's where the city had always sort of reserved for a future water tower.
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of the highest ground in town. So
Interesting.
but
Very
yeah,
good.
I mean, again, this is a concept plan that was prepared in 2018, but they're interested in back at the table. So
Can you hear?
Sort of.
All right, Marie's on the meeting now.
Not clear. Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Okay. Say something.
Okay, can you hear us, Marie?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hi, Marie.
go ahead. Everybody says hello.
Okay. Hello.
So do we need to swear her in, Leo, or can we spare her the
Yeah, I can
difficulty?
I can do it. I can give her a call and do it another time. And just get
Okay.
her sworn, just to have it done.
Right. Well, I'm glad she called in anyhow, but we won't belabor her with that oath on the phone like that. So thank you for that, Lisa. Thanks, Marie. Lisa, the Airgine, what project, are they tax exempt?
sounds like partially.
What do you think, Ryan? I'm not sure. I think they deal with a lot of tax exempt entities like Stockton College and all that. They're partners with them. They have a whole litany of people. But what's your take on it, Ryan?
It sounds like partially. They have an educational component and they are a nonprofit, but part of what they're talking about doing is food production, which would be sold at market. So presumably that operation would not be tax exempt.
Well, Lisa, this may be a question for the redevelopment attorney. But I mean, if they are tax exempt, and this is just my opinion, I would like to see them try to negotiate a payment in lieu of taxes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Jack.
Not even if it's not a traditional, we are tax exempt. The city can't afford to, let property like this go without taxes on it. That's prime ground.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea, and I'm sure we're going to pursue that. And I believe they're also going to be paying about $10,000 an acre out there. So I'm not sure exact. They want the whole property minus the wetlands. So Ryan, is it 24 acres now or 20, or is it 12, 20 something?
No, it's a little over 30, I believe, of
Uh-huh.
developable land. I mean, I'll remind everyone, part of this property is 6+ acres of landfill, which is hard to give away, frankly. So that portion of it, we're sort of excited to see them take, but there is another 8 to 10 acre portion, which is, as you mentioned, sort of prime real estate that fronts Hamburg Avenue. So it's sort of a blend, but we'll be working with them. And part of why we're giving them this initial designation is, frankly, they haven't given us enough to evaluate what it is they're planning on doing, and what their operation would look like, what their tax status would be. Those are all questions that you want to have before you formally engage with a redeveloper. They've had problems committing resources without some type of commitment from the city. So in conversation with Fred, we sort of came up with this, light designation that says, look, you're the conditional redeveloper, but the conditions are you have to provide a concept plan. You have to provide with details of what your operations will be. You have to provide, professional attorney, planner, license, or engineer, so that we can work with people and get the information that the city needs to develop a level of comfort. And at the end of that evaluation period, which I think we're going to set to expire at the end of April, then we'll have enough information to sort of either move forward with them or back off and say, what, this is not for us. So,
Well, but Ryan, just to go back again about the landfill, I get it. I understand, it is a landfill. It's a liability. It's a problem. Somebody has to deal with it. But that can't be the deal breaker, or maybe that's the wrong word for it, but a number can be put on that, to put into the negotiation. Who's going to accept the responsibility, and put a number on it. So it's like, well, you got a landfill, so you got to give the property away because nobody wants it. So there's got to be a way to put a number on it, even the cleanup, or who's going to assess who's going to take the responsibility for cleaning it up. If it's them and they have the resources to do it, So I just think it should be negotiated that the landfill not just put a pall over the whole thing that, you got a property with a landfill, so, we want to buy it real cheap.
Well, and they sort of realize that, they understand that their tax exempt status sort of scares people a little bit. So they have sort of approached this, at least till now, without sort of requesting a discount for the landfill portion. So that 10,000 an acre was the number that we were in negotiations with the TBI Institute before them. And now that's sort of held and been applied to the entire grounds and not just, the non-landfill portions.
Great. I'd be excited to have them come before the board and do something there. That would be great.
Yep. Yeah. So like I said, once we have a concept plan, we have some ideas of what it is they're trying to do exactly, then we'll definitely be back with it.
Can we make White Horse Pike 3 lanes?
In each direction or total?
Total.
Even with all the mess that's out there, it has really calmed the traffic down a little bit with those 2 lanes. It wouldn't be a stretch to do that. I know that it's more than just say, well, let's just stripe it for 3 lanes, but
I think a lot of
That
people.
center lane, turning lane would be nice.
yes.
We did inquire about a road diet there, and they said based on the preliminary numbers they had, it was not a good fit. So,
And they also said that they made a mistake by actually doing the road diet in other communities because it's been a nightmare. I think the decrease in traffic is that people have rerouted to avoid that. I know I have for sure. So I don't know.
What are you calling it? A diet?
that's the formal term, the road diet.
The
Road when they squeeze you down and slow you down?
When they decrease the number of lanes. Yep.
Uh-huh.
That's the friendly PR term, is road diet.
Okay.
I like that.
So that's all I have, other than that I spoke to Jeff Angeloni from Wawa, and he did ask what type of sites we'd want to see there. He said he was going to be in a conversation with Chick-fil-A So I put in the plug for that one. And also I suggested possibly like an Ace Hardware store. I'm not sure how big the pad is now, but we'll see what happens. They're actively seeking something to go there, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right.
Any members of the board, any comments?
Jack,
I just heard today that it's going to be like a strip mall. Is that true?
no, I didn't hear that, Marie.
Yeah, you're going to have a hardware store and a fast food and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be like a strip mall.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough room to do all that, Marie.
It would be the smallest strip mall ever.
Yeah, maybe one.
Going in there, right? The Chick-fil-A.
I'd go with a Chick-fil-A.
It might go in there, Marie. We don't know for sure, though.
Okay, because the word on the street, it's Chick-fil-A, and then I heard today it's going to be a strip mall. So
Would you say it's going to be a strip joint?
I didn't know what that
No, but I did hear from Lloyd Winberg today. I was at a funeral, and Lloyd said that down in Galloway by the CVS where they're building, where they put that senior place with stores on the bottom, that they might they might have a Chick-fil-A there, but I don't know where he heard that because that's the first I heard that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Any-
Okay.
Marie?
The time for Wawa. Is there a time?
Ryan, does he have a time?
For when they're trying to open.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they're probably late summer or early fall.
Okay. All right. Okay. I want to answer somebody when they ask me a question.
I'll be informed.
Thanks, Marie.
All right.
Jack, can I just say one more thing before I give up my time here?
Go ahead, Mayor.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's on the board for serving, because we all know you don't get paid for what you do. And I certainly appreciate it. I think you're all excellent people for the job. And I think you all love Egg Harbor City. And I'm just so happy to have you. And Leo, you're the best. Thank you for putting in for it. Ryan, you know you're the best. I don't have to tell you, right? So thank you for that.
Sure.
Thank you.
So we're looking forward to a good year and hopefully a bright future for Egg Harbor City. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Any members from the public in attendance? I don't think so. Anyone else from the board? Any comments? There being none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion? Second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Good
Good night.
Bye,
Thanks,
Marie.
Donna.
Bye.
Bye.